Hey guys, welcome back. This one's gonna be very interesting. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. Let's take a look.
I'm broke and I live in my car. I have a full-time job at Jack in the Box, so I'm literally coming to terms that I'm gonna be living in my car for the summer. I don't mind living in my car. I mind living in my car in the summer.
Oh my god, yeah, it fucking sucks to sleep in a car in the summer. If you guys have ever done it, you would understand. Because you feel so suffocated in there. There's not like a shred of wind going through there. Especially if it's humid, that's the worst. Like you're just sweating your ass off in there. No. I had to sleep in a car for a couple days. I've never lived in a car, but I have slept in a car. And the experience was just not good. So that's why, I don't even contemplate the idea of living in a car. But, that's just crazy to me that people are actually living in a car in the summer. In the winter, I can maybe understand, but in the summer, I just don't know how you can do it. The only thing I can think of is like just waiting until like the middle of the night to get some cool air. But that means you're not going to be sleeping good for sure. But let's keep watching.
I have maybe 1 month before summer gets super bad here in Arizona. So I'm going to try to save as much money as I can. And one of the things I'm going to do is try eating inside my car. I bought this little pot and I'm not going to be cooking anything crazy, but just things that are easy for me to cook. I do have a fridge now, so I can now cook sandwiches, maybe ramen, scrambled eggs, and I should also probably start eating a little bit healthy, but I've been craving this ramen for a very long time. And if my car ever gets super hot...
Guys, let's not ignore the fact that she has like a really small pan. I don't even know what kind of pan is that. And she put like a little tiny block of like ramen noodles and like little pieces of crab. Like, I don't know. It's just somehow she's making it work. Let's keep watching.
My car's a convertible, so I'll just open the hood and let all of the smelly ramen come out through the top part. Well, now I'm gonna enjoy my ramen and watch TV and then go to sleep because I work tomorrow.
Wow. I mean, I have no words to say. I mean, if she just doesn't have any other option, I guess, it is what it is. And I guess, you have to do what you have to do, right, to survive. But while there's people like this chick that actually, is working towards a goal and is saving up money to eventually move out of there, there's also people like this that they might be downgrading on purpose. So let's take a look.
Man, a lot of folks be complaining about being homeless, man, but like when I was homeless, man, I was having the best time of my life.
What? He's dead serious. Like, when I was homeless, man, I was having the best time of my life. Like, what? I don't understand, man. Let's keep watching.
Like, I could have easily went home to my folks and slept on the couch and had a room and everything, but like, when I had lost everything, when I lost my apartment and everything, man, I still had a car. I had an Audi A7. I'm talking about you let the seats back in that junk, man. I'm talking about when you let the seats back in that junk, you feel like you in a bed. And like, man, I kind of did it on purpose to see how it felt.
I mean, first of all, I want to say I'm sorry that, he lost his apartment and all of this. But the way he's saying it is kind of like if it was like a cool thing to do, let's just, I don't know, like, oh yeah, I love living in my car, And then he even mentions like the car that he had and stuff. I guess it's a cool car or something. And then he's like, I did it on purpose. It's like, what? Like, why would you put yourself into that situation? I guess some people just like to suffer or something. But I mean, it's pretty interesting. Let's keep watching because he's something.
And man, when I tell you it felt normal, I was waking up every day, going to have my LA Fitness membership. I'm taking showers at LA Fitness. I'm waking up, I'm eating at Kroger, grab me a little snack or something. Shit, I'm at different lounges and bars throughout the day just eating. Because at the time, I'm making money on my phone. I wasn't making that much money, but I was making money on my phone. And man, in like 2 months tops, man, I ended up making like $7,000 I was like, shit, do I want to go get me an apartment? Do I want to keep sleeping in my car? Cause when I woke up from sleeping in my car the next day, it didn't even feel like I slept in the car.
Oh my God. And guys, I mean, I don't want to laugh about the situation, but let's remember that he's putting himself in that situation. So it's not like he's in that situation because he has to, right? It's because he wants to at this point. But I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, but it's just hilarious the way that he's saying it. Because, like, it's very rare to see people actually be like, man, when I was living in my car, that was like the best time of my life. You wake up in different places every time. Like, you know, and I mean, it's valid what he says. Like, do I want to be paying all this rent, right, towards like a rental or whatever? Or do I want to just keep that money for me? And I mean, it's really bad that it's come to that, right? That people have to like make those type of decisions like that. And I mean, that's not, if I didn't have to sleep in a car, I wouldn't do it. I would only do it if I had to like I didn't have any other option, I would do that. But I mean, I guess to each their own. But let's keep watching, guys.
Like, I just felt free. So it's like, damn, how much do we really need to survive and live? It was like an adventure I was on, man. It's like, I don't know, I just felt free. It's like my soul and my spirit felt free. Then it's like when I got my apartment again, it was like a breath of fresh air. You know, the only thing that I would say about having my own apartment is, at the time when I was single, man, I was able to have women over. But other than that, man, if I was just truly single and didn't give a damn about sex and all that, man, I could sleep in my car. I could sleep in my car for the rest of my life, man.
I can sleep in my car for the rest of my life. I mean, I guess that's okay as long as you don't care about sex. You know, you can just live in your car forever. But I mean, is that even something real? You know, because I mean, those are kind of like normal needs, right? I mean, shit, you can just go to their place instead, right? I guess you can just be like, can I just crash at your place? Can we just go to your place? I guess that's like the new thing now anyways, right? Let's keep watching.
Now imagine you sleeping in your car. You got a big car, a big truck. Man, that'll probably be the life to live right there.
He even laughs, right? Because he's like, imagine you have a big car, you know, all this space. That's like a mansion, right? But, oh my God. Well, this is what happens when you listen to this guy, right? And probably he's even a follower of his. Let's take a look.
I've been living in my car for over 70 days now, and I'm in a pickle. I ran out of food. I don't have any gas, so I'm kind of stranded in a parking lot. I've been here for around 4 days now, and I'm a little stressed, but I'm still making it work somehow.
Okay, so first of all, he has nothing under control, okay? None of what he said is under control. And he's literally literally trying not to go on the side of the road to beg for money. Like, for sure, you know, he's done it before, right? Like, it sounds like he's like one hair away from just doing it. It's like, doesn't take that much for him to do it. And, you know, but somehow like the word job just doesn't cross his head. Like, maybe you need a job. You know what I mean? Let's keep watching.
Because, I don't know, just something deep down in me is telling me that's not the way to do it. And then the hunger starts to kick in, and your tummy's just rumbling, and you're just like, man, you start to get really desperate. I'm fucking desperate to get food.
Guys, okay, it's just his face, okay? I'm not trying to laugh about the situation, because like the hunger just kicked in, and I'm just desperate, right? I mean, but you still haven't thought about no job, maybe finding a job, maybe.
I was like, man, I can see why people freaking go to stores and steal.
Like, I mean, like, what the fuck? The last time I checked, America was fucked, but it wasn't that fucked. Like, not to the point to like literally start stealing money, or I mean, not money, but start stealing food like that. Like, come on. Like, I'm sure there's like food banks you can go. I mean, I'm sure there's, again, a job maybe you can get, you know. I'm sure there's something out there other than just, you know. And he's actually contemplating the idea of, like, maybe stealing. He's like, now I see why people steal, right? But, you know, not even the Mexicans, right, that come illegally here say that shit, right? It's like, they actually make more money than we do a lot of the times. And, you know, I'm pretty sure that there's probably a job for him outside of the Home Depot that he can do, just saying. But yeah, I guess let's just let the peasants do all the work, right? let's keep watching.
But I don't steal. When I stole as a kid, I did so when I was a kid. I got caught and I was freaking scared, man. I was fucking scared. I never did it again after that. Sorry, Mom. I know you're gonna see this message. But I'm an artist and I'm very freaking creative.
Obviously not that creative, like to fill out a job application. And, you know, he's broke, but not too broke for the Carhartt though. So there you go.
So I was like, man, I gotta find a creative way for me to actually get some food because I need some meat. I was eating like bananas and bread for a while because it was super cheap. Did you know bananas, a single banana at Target is 25 cents? And then like I got a loaf of bread for like $1.49, which was great. But now it's all gone. So my creative solution was like, okay, there's restaurants around me right now. And I know that restaurants typically throw away some food at the end of the day. And I know that there's also the app Too Good To Go where they pretty much sell the leftovers that restaurants have, which kind of sucks because like I don't have the money to actually pay for Too Good To Go. But I saw a buffet when I was walking the other day and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll try out this buffet. I walked up to the buffet around 6:30 and I was like, hey, I'm curious what you guys do with the leftovers. And the lady at the desk was like, sometimes we have some person like throw out the trash or do a little bit of side work. And I was like, okay, cool. And she's like, you want me to ask the manager? I was like, yeah. So she got the manager. The manager came up and I started talking to the manager for a little bit and she said, come back at 9:30.
So you guys notice all the effort that this guy is making into like planning like how he's going to find food and eat, you know, and all the creative things he's coming up with. But like somehow like the light bulb for like maybe I need to like apply for a job, like just doesn't, you know, it just doesn't turn on, right? And like, maybe just ask for a job, you know, instead of like asking for stuff for free, I guess. And, you know, like I said, I'm not like shaming him or anything like that. You know, I don't want to be mean towards his situation because it's pretty bad, right? But you kind of think about it and you're like, hello, like, why are you going through all of that? Like, find a job, right? You're already living in your car. So, I mean, I guess you could get, you know, poorer than that. But I mean, at that point, I would just get a job. You know what I mean? And, you know, I don't know. And then he did talk about like a subscription that you could get to get leftovers from restaurants, but then you have to pay. Like, what kind of subscription is that? So you're going to pay a subscription to get leftovers from restaurants. I mean, isn't it like the whole point, like people don't have money and that's why they want the leftovers? Because I mean, I can't imagine people wanting just leftovers, having a bunch of money, right? I don't know. I'm going to have to research that one because that one, I've never heard about it. But I guess everything, you know, exists nowadays. So you can never tell. Let's keep watching.
I'll take out trash, I'll sweep, or whatever. 9:30? Thank you.
That was 3 hours later. So I went back to my car and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. 30.
Okay, so he literally just said, I went back to my car and I'm gonna wait, right? Maybe go look for a job in those, you know, 3 hours or whatever time you were in the car. Because I mean, at this point, he's probably really hungry, right? It's like, but he's just gonna wait it out, guys. And just depend on some random person who told him was going to save him some food. I just don't understand. Let's keep watching.
I'm excited. And then I go back after 3 hours later to the buffet place, and it turns out that the lady just gave the food to somebody else. She didn't even care about me, and I was like, man, dude, the world is freaking rough.
Oh my God, like I said, I just don't want to laugh, but he makes me laugh because everything he's saying is just, it's like all the common sense and like it's just thrown out the window, right? Like, it's just crazy the amount of effort he's putting into getting free food instead of putting like all that effort into getting a real job, like an actual job, and making some money so that it can be something like for the long term, have some type of security. But that's not what he wants, right? And, you know, I hate to break it to him, but like, I'm pretty sure the priority of, you know, the managers and people from the store is not like a random dude that just walked in asking for free food at 6 a.m. too, right? Like, I mean, like, dude, what? And so it seems like they did like told him that if he would like do like some jobs and stuff, like take out the trash and clean and stuff, like they would give him the food. But I mean, I didn't see any of that. Like, he didn't talk about any of that, right? Like, he just talked about how they didn't have the food anymore. And I mean, the math just ain't mathing, you know what I mean? Let's keep watching.
I was like, honestly, I was bawling because, like, dude, like, survive, like, it's fucking crazy. Anyways, I was like, I need to really do something about this. And so I started walking back to my car, and then I saw Little Caesars across the street.
Guys, you see what I'm telling you? He's like, now I saw Little Caesars across the street. It's like he's just like, he's so good at that. Like, man, like he's just, you know, trying to like, I don't know how to even say it. Like, he's just looking for different spots, right? But, you know, like I said, the amount of energy he's investing in like solving his problem is going like in the wrong direction, right? Like, look at his face when he says it, you know, he's like plotting his next like restaurant victim.
While in the Little Caesars, I asked the coworkers, what do you guys do with the food? The lady said, we mark it up and we just keep it in the back. I was like, is there anything I could do to possibly get some of that food? Like any side work, I can sweep, I can help out or anything? And she's like, no. So I was like, okay, fuck.
I mean, there, I do have to give him credit, right? Because he was actually like asking for a job legitly there at that point. But like, dude, like that's literally their job. And you're trying to like pretty much take away their job, right? That's what they do. And it's not like we're in 1920s, right? Where we just walk up to a restaurant in a chain, you know, because it's not like just a regular, you know, mom and pop restaurant. This is a chain that you're talking about. And you just want to walk up to it and be like, hey, can I just do like some side work and take out the trash and do all this? Like, no, dude, like you're going to be a liability at that point. You know, you have to have an application, you know, they have to make sure that you're good to work. Like, it's not like they just give you random jobs just because you walk up to them. Like, honestly, at that point, at this point, I'm already thinking like this dude is just kind of, you know, kind of wanting people to feel bad for him at this point. It's not that much about him being hungry and like really being hungry. It's just him being pretty much lazy and not wanting to work and just wanting stuff for free, and then going up to the restaurants and asking them for food and not asking them for like an actual job application, which is more reasonable. And, you know, I don't know. It seems like, you know, he just wants like shit for free, you know, at his will. And that's not how it works.
What the hell is going on with this? Like, what do people do with the leftover food? Do you guys just throw it away? Like, that's messed up. Anyways, I was losing hope at that moment. I was feeling very distraught. And I was just like, man, I really fucking hate it here. Anyways, I started walking back to my car, and then last ditch of hope.
The last ditch of hope, guys, okay? Let's hear what the last ditch of hope. I'm pretty sure it's still not a job application, but let's see, okay? But he's giving it all he's got, so let's see.
I saw an Applebee's. I think that's how you say it now. Anyways, I saw an Applebee's, and I was just like, I'll give this a shot. I walk in there, I'm in the lobby, I see that there's silverware and menus. I was like, man, maybe I can offer to roll some silverware or wipe down the menus. I used to serve in the past, so I'm like, I know this stuff, I'm used to it.
Okay, so he used to serve in the past, and he says it's like, it ain't no thing, right? Like, I can do it. So you have experience, right? And you are starving. Why? Like, why are you starving, you know? And like, it's just starting to feel like he's just doing all of this at will, right? Like he just really likes to live a harsh life, right? Because there's no reason for him to be suffering like this and making his days so hard. Because I mean, what happens tomorrow? Like tomorrow you're still gonna be hungry again. And are you really going to go through all that work? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then he just says it like, I'm used to it, you know? And look at his face, like, it's just crazy.
And they're about to close. So I asked for the manager, I talked to the manager, and she's like, let me go see if I have any leftovers. I was like, okay, sweet. She comes back with six chicken tendies and some fries with some ranch. And she said, I didn't even have to do any side work. I was so blessed.
Like, yes. But like, dude, come on, man. Like, you worked that hard from the morning. Keep in mind, he's been up since 6 in the morning, hustling for food. And then he finally ended up with some chicken nuggies, like he calls them, right? Like, dude, like at this point, please just get a job. Like, stop it. Let's keep watching.
I was so happy. I was so thankful. I was so grateful. Like, it gave me some faith in humanity that something good could possibly happen. Now, as for today, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Guys, no way. It's called getting a job, okay? You guys see the pattern though? It's like never ending story with them, right? Because like they literally put themselves in a pickle, you know how he calls it. And you know, he just put so much effort into this. And you know, at the end of the day, it just seems he wants to live a fast life, free life, effortless life, right? And I mean, I guess, you know, you can't really help them all. I guess that's how it is for some people.
So I guess stick along, stay around for the journey. I didn't think I was gonna actually even post any of this stuff because it's just like, why would somebody post them being in a miserable situation? I don't fucking know. Do you guys find value in this? So the moral of the story is, if you get rejected, just respect it and move on. That place or person, situation was just not meant for you, and you were just off onto something better that is aligned for you. If you'd like to support this crazy journey, go check out the bio.
Okay, guys, so that was a moral for you guys, okay? Just keep begging until you get what you want, right? That's pretty much what the moral was from his video. And you know, there's no need to get a job when you can just get everything for free, right? That's how it is. Well, since almost everybody who lives in a car nowadays, they like to display in social media how great it is, how much money they save, and you know, how cool it is, I guess. Let's look at the not so glamorizing side of living in a car. Let's take a look.
Anytime people find out that I live in my car in August, they're like, how do you stay cold? How do you stay cool? Especially being that my AC broke 2 days ago. Well, the fan broke, and it's going to cost $560 to fix, even though I just paid $1,000 to get the resistor fixed and other things fixed on my car. But anyway, people always ask how I stay cool. I don't. I go to bed at night and lay on top of my covers and literally bake and sweat. But then in the middle of the night, there's a point where the temperature drops and it gets like super chilly. That is prime time.
That's prime time, guys. So not everything is lost, okay? So there is light at the end of the tunnel. So basically you get like 4 hours of good sleep before the sun just like starts roasting you, pretty much.
And then I crawl under my covers just 2 in the morning, wake up to the sun blazing in, baking me like a rotisserie chicken. I only put my mosquito nets up last night because I'm in a really safe parking lot. It's like my friend's parking lot. But hey, it comes with the territory of living in your car.
Exactly. I mean, what else can you ask for, right? Like, what else more can you ask for, right? Because, you know, you're not paying rent already. And, you know, you just have to suck it up and live in your car. And it is what it is, right? Well, I remember when I was 19 living in California, not being able to afford a living there because, as we all know, California is just crazy expensive. And I just don't even know what the hell I was thinking. My boyfriend and I, who is now my husband, we were actually contemplating the idea of living like a nomad life where we were just gonna like drive around in our RV and stay in different places, you know, kind of live like a retired life but without money, you know what I mean? And, you know, at some point we even thought about just, you know, just camping it, right? Like no RV, just, you know, tents in our bicycles, just, you know, going around the country, traveling. And we swore it was going to be like the best time of our lives, which honestly, I mean, I guess a lot of people find a lot of joy in that, right? Because they just like to be traveling and stuff. But now that I think about it, like 10 years later, I'm like, what was I thinking? Like, how does that, like, none of that sounds like fun. None of that sounds like fun. But, you know, when you're living in a tent, there's a really small line between being homeless and not being homeless, right? And the amount of discomfort just from having to pick up your shit every day and move to a new place and not even knowing where you're going to end up as well, right? Because you don't even know in what situation you're going to be if you're just traveling around. It's just, you know, it's just not pleasant at all. But let's take a look at the next lady here and see what she has to say about living in her car.
Nights when I can't find a place to sleep are nights that I don't feel okay. It's nights when I kick myself in the butt for just wasting a quarter tank of gas to get out to the campsites that were all full.
I mean, guys, it's really sad, right? Like, I'm not trying to like make fun of these people or anything like that. The other guy, he had it coming, right? Because he was just out of line with his situation. But I mean, like her, I just feel bad, right? Because you can tell she genuinely can't afford a living. And so she pretty much has to do this. And I mean, honestly, I would feel the same way, right? Like if I had no other place to go, just my car and my dog, and I had big dreams, right? Of maybe owning a home, having a family and stuff. I mean, I can totally understand why she would be feeling like that. And just to bring it up here so you guys can see, I did a quick AI search here, and it says that the homeless statistics for America is estimated that over 500,000 people in the US were homeless on a single night last year. That's just insane. But then it says, so of those 500,000 people that are registered as living homeless, 40% of those people are actually unsheltered, which means that they actually live in their car or somewhere in the street, right? In a tent or something like that. And that's just very crazy. Like, I just, you know, like, where are all these, like, all these donation centers, all these people that are supposed to help the you know, the needy, the homeless people, like, where are they, right? Like, why is there so many people sleeping on the street nowadays? And I mean, I hate to say it, but I guess it also has to do with a lot with all the drugs coming into our country and all the, you know, high prices of homes and, you know, just very expensive living. It's crazy. But let's keep watching, guys.
It's nights that I don't feel safe knowing that I'll probably have to camp illegally, like on the side of some road. There are nights that I feel terrible that this little man lives in a Kia Sportage and not in a house and not at a campsite where he can roam freely. There are nights that I feel like a failure and like a wreck and like nothing is ever going to be normal again.
I mean, you can just see right off the bat that she legitimately has to do this, right? Like, she doesn't have the money to actually afford an apartment or a home. And so she just literally has to do this because she has to. And I mean, you can see how beautiful she is, right? This is another topic that I want to talk about later, but you see how beautiful she is? Like, I can't imagine that there's not a man out there that, or, you know, whatever her preference is, but I can't imagine there's nobody out there that would want to make a family with her or have something with her. Like, it's just crazy. And, you know, I just see a lot of people nowadays living on their own. And I'm like, why? You know, more than ever, like right now, we need people to start becoming more, you know, family oriented, right? Like we need people to come together, because with this economy and everything going on, like I would feel very lonely if I was in her shoes. Like I literally need my partner. Like I need my husband to be with me, because I thought that was like what life was about, right? Like having a partner where you can share your life with. I mean, I can't imagine how lonely that would be, just a life where you're just alone. I mean, she's with her dog, but I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right? Like you need some type of like human interaction. And, you know, I don't know, guys, but it is what it is. And I understand some people have to do this, but I hope that she's able to, you know, find a home soon, find her way out of that situation. But yes, guys, that is it for today's video. We want to thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if we learned anything today, that, you know, if you beg long enough, plot your next victim for the entire day, you'll eventually get what you want. All right, guys, see you next time. Bye-bye.